Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Up the U's, the channel dedicated to my love and hopefully your love, all things Colchester United. We are back with another match review of our latest EFL game, a 2-0 win against Cheltenham Town. And I'm proud to say that I'm joined by Cheltenham Town fan Mark. Mark, how are you doing?
Hi, not too bad, Ryan. Good to be here.
Good, good. So let's dive straight into it. A 2-0 win for Colchester on Saturday. For myself, nice, good win. For yourself, probably a disappointing performance. Overall, how did you feel that the game went?
I thought it was pretty comfortable for Colchester, Ryan, to be honest with you. Probably Cheltenham's poorest performance since Steve Cotterill took over. And he said after the game, how disappointed he was. He said they worked really hard before the game and didn't really put into practice what they've been working on. Um, I was a bit surprised when I saw the stats actually, and I saw that Cheltenham had as many shots as Colchester because it certainly didn't appear like that when I was watching the game. To be honest, I thought, and it was the start of both halves. Cheltenham didn't start the game very well. Could have been a goal down in half a minute, which was fun, and then did fall behind. Was it offside? Not sure. Looked very tight, and then start the second half, the second goal, which killed it off really, and then I know we had the penalty saved by Joe Day, which was a bit of a plus. I don't think we deserved to lose three. I think two was about right. On the way I saw the game, I thought 2-0 was about right for Colchester. I mean, they're a team in form. They seem to be going really well at the moment, and we're sort of we're sort of treading water a little bit at the moment. I think until January, until Steve Cotterill can make his changes. But the way I came away was that I felt we didn't play well. Colchester deserved their win, and is a defeat at Colchester going to define where we finish at the end of the season? No, I don't think it is. I think we've got far more important games and far more games that we need to win. If you understand my drift, coming up in the next few weeks.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing that I was last not last season, season before. I was talking with Gabe Sutton when we was sort of in the position that you're in at the moment, and
Yeah,
it's the games against the teams up at the top. Although they're nice to win and they're good to win, it helps you. It's the teams that are sort of two or three places above you. They're the ones where you're like, these are the ones we need to win.
yeah,
Getting a win against a team fighting for playoffs, yeah, that's amazing. But the ones in and around you, you need to start creating that space.
yeah.
You mentioned the stats. I'll be honest, until I looked at them just before we hit record, I didn't realise how sort of in favour they were for Cheltenham. First half, 59% possession for Cheltenham, 82% accurate passes compared to our 77. You had six shots. We had four. When you go into the second half, 55% possession, 78% pass accuracy compared to a 69 for us, three shots. You wouldn't look at that as a game where Cheltenham were awful. You would say that maybe if you was to look on the face of it, maybe sort of two really nicely worked goals from us, but that
Mm.
doesn't scream a team that
No,
as you sort of say was one of their worst performances.
no, it doesn't. And as I say, those because when I spoke to Steve after the game, and he said, "Oh, we had more of the ball and we had as many shots as them." And I'm like, I'm going to check that when I get home. And the first thing I did after I finished the interview was go on the phone and then, oh, blimey,
Yeah,
you're right. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not going to doubt him, of course, but it just I thought, really, did we really have as many shots? Because it just didn't feel like that. I mean, obviously your shots were of better quality than ours. I think we didn't really test Matt Macy at all. I don't really think the only one was the one which Arujo cleared off the line from Isaac Hutchinson second half. If that had gone in, then you never know. But no, it just didn't seem like a game where I thought in the final third, I thought we were quite poor. I thought our front three were poor. I thought it was an easy. I mean, I saw that. I think Tucker and Vincent Young got in the team of the week or something, and I thought, well, that must be the easiest team of the week they've ever got in. But
Yeah, I think we had Vincent Young, Tucker. I think Lisby and Anderson.
Ian
And
Anderson. Yeah,
Lisby and
yeah,
Anderson, you can understand and make sort of
yeah,
sense. But yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Tucker and Vincent Young. I think
I
that
mean,
yeah,
yeah. I thought Ian Dolo was good against Archer. I thought he looked after Archer really well
yeah,
on the other side. I thought of the two fullbacks, I thought he was probably better, to be honest. Um, Tucker won. He just won every header that came anywhere near him, which is his job. Let's face it. And as I say, Macy didn't have anything to do. So really, and that was disappointing from our point of view. And I looked up a stat before the game. It may be now actually after the game, but I think your front four that started the game have scored 24 goals between them,
yeah,
and our front three, which was Archer, Thomas, and Bickerstaff, have scored one. And that rather sums it up. That is our problem at the moment: is goals. Is scoring goals. We're still the lowest scorers in the league. I mean, we have picked up since Steve's come back and given ourselves a chance of getting out of it. I'm still confident we will get out of it, but um, and if we'd have got anything there, it would have been a bonus. It would have been a bonus. Like we beat Walsall the other week, that was a bonus. We got a point at Gillingham, that was a bonus. But after, I mean, we play Swindon next Tuesday, and after that, our next three games are Harrogate, Barrow, and Shrewsbury, and they're the games that we need to get points from. I mean, if we get something at Swindon, great, but we need to get points against Harrogate, against Barrow, and against Shrewsbury, running up and into Christmas, really.
yeah. Like as you say, just looking at the table now. Obviously, yeah, your last five results: two wins, three losses. Obviously, the
Mm.
lost to ourselves. Um, you're one of four teams sitting down the bottom on 17 points. So one win puts you on 20. Obviously, the goal difference is a little bit sort of horrible to look at, but
Yeah,
just
but
that one win,
that's a legacy
yeah,
of well, before, like we've had a 5-0 at Milton Keynes, we had a 7-1 at Grimsby, so you know that's where that, and a 3-0 at home to Oldham, so that's where that comes from really, and it's going to take a bit of time. I would say probably we're not really going to put great dents in that
yeah.
as the season goes on.
Well, so obviously I know we've just come into December, but obviously next month the
Mm.
transfer window opens. What is it that you're sort of thinking Cheltenham need to turn this season around a little bit?
Oh, we need a couple of forwards, undoubtedly. We need a couple of forwards. I think there'll be quite a few changes because it's quite a big squad at the moment, and there's a little bit of a bomb squad there that the manager's not using. So I think he'll be looking to get quite a few players out if he can.
Yeah,
Um, I'd say something along the lines of if he can do it, 5 in, 10 out, something even as radical as that. We've got 7 loans, which we don't need. Two of them are injured anyway, so they're not going to come back. So I suspect Ethan Archer, who I mentioned earlier, was up against Hyandola. He got sold to Luton in the summer. He's on loan to us back from Luton, but he'll go to Luton in January, so he'll go. Bickerstaff up front is on loan. I'm not sure whether he'll stay. Um, Sherring's on loan and got injured, went off injured. I suspect he'll stay. Hutchinson's another one. We'd like him to stay. So we may end up with only like 2 loans. So we might have some loan spaces that we can fill
yeah,
as well. But it's forwards really. It's goals. That's what we need really. Um, I think we'll see maybe another defender come in, midfielder or two, maybe a winger and a couple of forwards. That would be my ideal really. And just we just need more goal threat. That's what we need. He's done well so far in the free agents. Ben Stevenson, Jonathan Tompkinson, Haki Videlican have all come in, and they have made a difference to the team. So if he can find a few more like that and a couple of decent loans, I mean, as I said, I'm pretty confident that we'll be fine. In fact, Saturday was probably since Steve came in probably the most disappointed I've been. I know we lost against Notts and we lost against Tranmere, but both of those games we should really have got something out of. And I think Saturday was the first game that I've come away since Steve Cotterill came back that I felt no, we didn't deserve anything out of that. So that's not too bad after 9, 10 games in charge.
yeah. Yeah, you mentioned him just a second ago. It's a free agent that came in. He's a ex-Col U boy, Ben Stevenson.
Mm.
What's he been like? What's he
Oh,
when
excellent.
he was playing? It seemed that he was sort of maybe like the shining light in that Cheltenham side. But yeah, what's he been like since he's come in?
Really good, really good. He's just, I mean, Saturday was probably his poorest game, but he wasn't alone in that. He's just anchored our midfield a bit. He's sat in front of that back four. He's won tackles. He can pass it. He's not going to get forward and score you many goals, but what he is going to do is he brings a bit of calmness to it, and he's one of those players. And you see them occasionally, don't you? And you look at them and you think he seems to have about a lot more time than everybody else. He's one of those players who he gets the ball and everything almost stops around him, and he seems like he's got an age to pick a pass or do what he wants to do. He very rarely wastes the ball, and he's been a really really good pickup for us, and he's really made a difference to our team.
Yeah, I think when he came to us, I think he was on loan to us from Wolves, or he just left from Wolves. And you could see that there was a real quality player there. And like you say, yeah, he's just a player that it doesn't really matter where he picks the ball up on the pitch. He's got a couple of yards. He's got enough time to sort of turn and then be facing the sort of way he wants to be going. And yeah, when obviously the Cheltenham team was announced and saw Ben Stevenson there, it was nice to see him back playing football. I'll be honest, I think a lot of the fans didn't probably realise that it was the same Ben Stevenson. I think he would have got quite a nice little reception, but I think obviously focusing on this football, he didn't really want to make a meal out of it. Obviously, as we mentioned just a little while ago, there's yourself, Bristol, Shrewsbury, and Crawley all sitting on 17 points. Obviously, Harrogate just below you in 16 and Newport in 24th. Is it sort of a season where you're dreading sort of April, May sort of time, or do you think that you'll be all right and Steve Cottrell will be able to get the best out of Cheltenham?
I'm confident. I'm confident we'll be fine. I really am. I think we will get better in the second half of the season. Um, so I think he will be able to bring in what he wants to do in January and change the team around. I think we'll look a very different team. I think our team sheet will look very different on February the 1st. Um, I hope. That's my feeling anyway. And I mean, Steve is. I mean, he's such a hero for Cheltenham fans. It's you know every single Cheltenham fan is confident that with him in charge, we will be absolutely fine and we will start to move in a better direction. I mean, this season's about just staying up now. That's all that matters, really. Doesn't matter how we do it, as long as we finish above that line. And then I think, and then I think we'll go on. If you know what I mean,
Yeah.
we will get better. Since we've got a new owner, Mike Garlick, bought the club, bought a major shareholding in the club in August, just before the end of the transfer window. Unfortunately, they were hoping to get it done earlier, so he could have had a bit more of an effect in the transfer window, but it didn't happen until right at the end of the transfer window. And he so there's a little bit more in the budget, I think. Now the budget was very very small at the start of the season, and it was very difficult. Recruitment wasn't great in the summer, and there's quite a few of the players that we bought in are now in the bomb squad, and it's including Harry Pell, of course, who was another ex-Colu player. He's not going to look in at the moment, and every Cheltenham fan, because of Steve's history. I mean, he's the man who got us into the Football League for the first time, took us from the Southern League into League One, which is ridiculous, and now he's back to save us, and that's the way that Cheltenham fans are looking at it. And I think there's, I think if you asked every Cheltenham fan, they'd say we'll stay up, we will
Yeah.
stay up. There wouldn't be any doubt about it. And as it stands at the moment, in my mind, the way we've been playing a lot better past Saturday when I didn't feel we were good, as I've said. Um, Everybody thinks we'll stay up, and so let's hope. Let's hope our mindless optimism is rewarded, shall we?
Yes, hopefully so. the thing that is good, obviously, Christmas is a very busy time for football clubs. Lots of games in sort of close quarters. So if you can get yourself just on a little bit of a run, even if it's 2 or 3 wins and then a draw in that you're
That's
sort
it.
of that the
Yeah.
points will start to add up.
Mm.
Teams will drop. As you mentioned earlier, like playing the teams up at the top, there will be a rogue game where Bristol Rovers might play Walsall and Bristol Rovers will win.
Yeah.
But I suppose at the end of the day, all you can really do is just like what sort of Colchester had when we was down there. Is as long as we do what we do on the pitch and we can get the 3 points, then that's all you can
Always,
ask for, isn't
and
it?
there's always a team. There's always a team that drops.
Yep.
There's always a team that drops.
There's
Somewhere in
always
that
a
mid table, somewhere in the mid table, there is a team who will go on a terrible run of form. It happens every single season,
hmm
and they will get dragged and sucked into it.
Yep.
Just the same as there'll be somebody, hopefully us, who will go on a decent run from the bottom and move up.
Yep.
The same will happen, and it will. It's a very even division. I think you look at
Yeah.
the points difference is telling you all that. It's a
Yep.
very even division, and there's a lot of teams who can beat each other. So that's I think the fact that we've. I mean, there are two things really. I think that and Steve being in charge what is giving Cheltenham fans the optimism that they've got.
Yeah, no, I think, like I say, if they was to get on a little bit of a run, you've got the right man in charge. I think it sounds like there needs to be a bit of a sort of bit of a change around in the dressing room in terms
Yeah.
of the players that aren't playing or that aren't even in a look in, get them off the
Mm.
books, get some youngsters in, get some
Yeah.
real sort of bright sparks in, and then Steve will be able to sort of get you up and out of
That's
it.
basically it.
Yeah, I think you sort of look at it, you've got a manager he's been in this position, he's been at the top, he's been in the middle, he's been out of League One, he's been in the National League, he knows what he's doing.
He's above the
He
level.
just
He's above the
yeah,
level. Steve is
yeah,
above
he
the
just
level.
he just needs that just to tweak it slightly, like you say, get the players that he needs in January, and then who knows, we could be sitting here
I would
seeing
say I would say that he wouldn't have gone to another club in League Two. Let's put it that way. I know he's at Forest Green and well, sorry, I shouldn't have. Sorry for swearing on your channel and saying Forest Green, but going, he was there, I know, but then he wouldn't have gone to another club in League Two. No, he's
yeah,
he's a he's a League One manager, and he's proved that down the years. So
yeah.
there we
No, definitely, definitely. I think it'll once get a few results over the Christmas period, get the right people in over January, and then I think the sort of February, March, April, May sort of time, we might be seeing Cheltenham climb up a little bit. But yeah, Mark, I greatly appreciate you coming on, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. Best of luck for the rest of the season until we obviously come to your place and play you. But I think that is the last game. So
go. It is. It
hopefully.
is. Yeah, it is.
Hopefully that could be a, promotion party for
Well,
Colchester.
I was going to say actually, Ryan. I think you'll be right up there. I really do. I think you will. Um, I'm a massive Danny Cowley fanboy. Ever since we came across him when he was at Braintree Town, and I think with your forward players, I mean, Michael and Bick is going to be a player. He really is going to be a player. You've got him. You've got Tavide, Anderson, and Lisby. I mean, Lisby's excellent. Always liked Anderson. And then coming off the bench, you've got Awura Edwards, you've got Hayden Williams, and you've got our old boy Will Goodwin. It's good to see Will fit
Yeah.
again and play, and he's had a terrible time. And I really think that you will be right up there. I really do. I think I'm not sure you'll get automatic, but playoffs definitely because you've got a goal threat, and
Yeah.
that's what it's all about at this level. You score goals. I mean, I thought on Bick's finish on Saturday was tremendous, and you've got good players all around the pitch, and I think you'll be right up there.
Yeah, it's every team always oh every team they always want to have that 20 to 25 goal striker. Me personally, I'm never sort of on that wavelength. I would much sort of prefer 3 or 4 players getting 10 goals each and chipping
Goals
in
Netherlands,
rather than
yeah,
one person. And
yeah,
yeah, Lisby, Anderson, and Bick. Payne, they're all, and the way we're playing at the moment, we're doing it without Jack Payne, which is
Yeah, that's
just
true.
scary in
If
itself.
you keep hold of Mbick and Tavide,
Yeah,
that's I think probably the key to it. I know you've got players in reserve, but I think if you can keep hold of Mbick and Tavide, I mean, Mbick, he's incredible. What a size he is for, what is he,
yeah,
18, 19?
18 years old.
And Tavide last season, in the game last season when we won, he got off injured after 35 minutes, but
Mm.
he absolutely terrorised us for those 35 minutes that he was on the pitch, and we were delighted to see him go off. Don't like to see players injured, obviously,
Yeah,
but
uh,
we were delighted to see him go off that day.
yeah.
But he's
Tavino ruffles a few feathers, and he's got a bit of a love-hate relationship at the moment, I think, with the fans because they can see the potential, but it's not quite working at the moment. But after the
no,
last few games, I think it's coming back.
yeah, but no, I think he's quality, and well, he should earn the club a lot of money.
Yeah, hopefully
Sooner
so.
rather than later. Mr.
Hopefully so.
Cowley might be counting the banknotes at one uh, pretty soon. But no, I think Cole, you'll be right up there.
Hopefully so. Hopefully so. And you never know. Could be coach to Cheltenham in the playoffs. You never know. You could be the club that rises up. It happened to Doncaster a couple of years ago. So who?
I think that's a lot stretching it a little bit, but
Nah, you could wish it's Christmas. Let's ask for a Christmas miracle, eh?
stretching it a
Um,
little.
but no, Mark, it's been a pleasure chatting with you tonight, mate. Thank
No
you very
problem,
much for joining
mate.
me.
That's no
Um,
worries,
like
mate.
like I say, best of luck for the rest of the season until the final day. And you never know, you might see a few Colchester fans celebrating a
Yeah,
playoff spot. So
yeah.
it's been a pleasure.
I think we probably will.
So we've heard from Mark. Now let's see what Danny Cowley and Kyrus Lisby had to say on the victory as they spoke on Col UTV.
Danny, after dominating recent home games without getting the reward sometimes, this must feel like a great afternoon for you.
Yeah, I thought a really good performance first and foremost, and a really good outcome. It's not been an easy week to have 5 of these 6 midfielders out. Creates quite a lot of stress, really. So we've been working really hard all week to kind of adapt how we play, because we went away from home at Notts County, and sometimes playing defender in midfield away from home can be a bit easier, but when you know that you're probably going to be the protagonist in the game at home, and you know you're going to play someone out of position, that's never never easy. So we've worked hard all week to just try to adapt how we play, because of course when we play with the front two, naturally you want to play a little bit more purposeful because they're such a handful. But I thought, you know, Rob Hunt today, if he didn't win that man of the match, I don't know how, because I thought he was exceptional to play out of position and play with so much intelligence, both with the ball and against the ball. I thought he was a really big part of the victory today.
And obviously you start the game really well, and it takes a little while to get that first goal, but when you come in the first half, do you think it should be more than one? And you must have been quite pleased with things overall then.
It wasn't an easy half-time team talk, really, because we've been up against it. The boys know that we're against the odds, and Nicky spoke about tug of war, and sometimes when you have less people have to pull harder, and we needed everyone to pull really hard, and we knew we were going to be against it today, but at half time it felt like the game was there for us, but we had to turn the screw and pull a bit harder, it was first half we get the goal. It's a really good goal, great play by Harry, great timing of the pass, great timing of the run by Kyrus, and a really clean finish, and then I think we could have been a bit more ruthless in that end of the first half to find the second goal, but we weren't. We spoke at half time, and I thought we'd come out and obviously scored a great goal, which puts us in a really good place in the game.
Yeah, and watching when the ball comes from Harry to Micah, I'm thinking shoot left-footed, but he kids me, and he certainly kidded the Cheltenham defence about what he was doing with the goal.
Yeah, well, I had a bit of a go at him at half time, because I always say to him, I'm going to coach him to be the player that he's capable of being, not the player that he is today. And I thought he was in and out a little bit first half, but second half, I thought his link play and hold-up play was great, and like you say, with a goal, sometimes you can be critical of him of taking too many touches, but his art is to have that extra touch and that little late deception, and he can just work his feet. For a big guy, he can work his feet so well, and it was a clinical finish, and obviously put us in a good place in the game. we'd have liked to have taken the third with a penalty. I think Kyrie's again in the 1v1 moment does great. We should have had a penalty in the first half with Samson, but we get the one in the second, and really practices hard, to be fair, but didn't take it. But I was proud of him and the way that he played after that, because I think a younger Reedy that might have affected him more, but he's a much more experienced player these days, and I was pleased with the way that he responded to that, and ultimately we win 2-0 and keep a clean sheet. And I think when I woke up this morning, there's kind of 4 things, I'm not that greedy, but 4 things that I wanted. I wanted a Rob Hunt man and match performance, which I think we got. I wanted a clean sheet for Yilmaz, which we obviously got. Some fist pumps from Yilmaz, obviously his last day today with the group, and then most importantly, of course, the win. And to get all 4 means that I think we can leave the stadium really pleased and content with our week.
Kyrie's perfect 2-0 win today. How does it feel?
Yeah, amazing. It was important that we continued our away form into home, because we found ourselves struggling at home against teams that tend to sit back and don't attack the way that we do away. So it was important that we went and get the 3 points today. So I'm overall really happy.
Yeah, of course, your 7th goal of the season now. Just how does it feel to score in front of these fans, seeming very consistently?
It's amazing. It's an absolute dream start to the season. 7 goals. You know, my target was double digit with goals and assists, and I think I'm on 13 now. So it's important to keep building, but overall really happy to get another goal.
How does it feel, this win, for mentality heading into the heavy run of fixtures before Christmas?
Yeah, I feel like this is vital. You know, momentum in football, it's hard to come by. It's not often that you get the run that we're on. We've got a really good group of lads, and everyone's confident. Everyone believes in the project, and I'm really excited to see where things are going to go.
But that's it for this week. And just like Kyrie said, it was important that we took the away form that we've had in the past couple of games and we brought it home. And it's safe to say that we have done that. If you liked what you've seen in today's video, make sure you go down below, you hit the like button and you hit subscribe. Also, check us out on Instagram, X, and also now on TikTok at official Up The Use. And don't forget, as always, up the use.